Hey, everybody. Welcome to Prophetic Lifestyle. This is Bernard Bolton, Apostle Bernard Bolton, Coach Bernard Bolton. We wear a lot of hats. Today, I want to just share with you a prophetic perspective on the Hebrew month, Sivan. Hopefully, we'll be getting back to doing these as live streams. However, because of our current health situation, we have to somewhat scale back in how we are performing and how we are carrying out. But it's still my joy to share with you not a complete perspective, but to just share with you what this month represents, the month Shavan, the month of Shavuot, also the month of Pentecost, which we just concluded on yesterday. Pentecost occurs on 2 days during the month of Shavan. And so today I want to give you what does this third month, and we're counting the third month from the Hebrew month Nisan, and what does this third month carry for us? Also, Shavan is linked to June, and what does this month carry for us? Well, the first letter in Shavan is the Hebrew letter Shamek, which is the shield. So the shield right away tells us that we are entering into a season of war. This is a month of war. I remember a few years ago, I was traveling during the month of Shavan, and I experienced a great level of warfare. And so, and so, after recognizing that this is a month where we want to be aware of warfare. Now, because Shamek is the shield, that basically tells us that in order for us to overcome warfare and in order for us to be victorious, we have to put on the shield. And in Exodus chapter 6, the Apostle Paul calls it the shield of faith. And so the shield actually protects our heart from any demonic attacks that's going to come against us this month. Any demonic attacks. And so what we're protecting is our heart in the month of Shavan. We are protecting the heart. We're putting on the shield of faith. Our faith is literally our shield, which is faith is believing God, believing in God, and having confidence that He is our keeper and our defender. All right. And so daily, I want to encourage you to put on the whole armor of God. Be ready for warfare. Don't go looking for it. Don't go starting it, but be ready for warfare because this is a month of warfare. The second letter in Shavan is the letter Yod. Yod occurs in just about every word in the Hebrew alphabet, in the Hebrew language. Okay, Yod, of course, is the smallest letter, but it represents the energy of God. It actually represents the presence of God, and from the Yod we get creativity. From the Yod we create, but we also live creatively. So this is a month for you to get creative. It's a month for you to put on your creative gifts and begin to move creatively. I'm currently writing a book, plan on being finished. Actually, I plan on being finished next week on the 21st of June. And so that's my basic form of creativity, but we all are creative because we were made in the image of God. We carry within us creativity. And so this is a month for you to create and to live in your creativity. The next letter is the letter Vav, okay? The Vav is actually, the Vav represents the hook, okay? It represents the hook. And whenever something is hooked, it means that it is secured. It cannot be moved. It cannot be upended or uprooted. All right. The Vav also represents man because it is the sixth Hebrew letter. And so the Vav represents us because we were created on the sixth day. So whenever we see the Vav, one of the things the Lord is saying is that he wants us to pay attention to us as individuals. And then, of course, it's okay to pay attention to others. How can you help others to walk in who they are and what they're being called to do? But on the sixth day, we was created in the image of God. And we were blessed on that day. And so the Vav also represents the connection between heaven and earth, the physical and the spiritual. So this is a month for us to walk in the connection. And one of the ways we walk in the connection between heaven and earth, the physical and the spiritual, is by doing the will of God. And Jesus teaches us in the prayer, which is called the Lord's Prayer, but it's also the Apostles' Prayer. He told them to pray like this: let your will be done in earth as it is in heaven. So one of the ways we bring the will of God, which is the pleasure and delight and plan of God, that which God that which God desires to do. One of the ways that we bring his will in the earth, we bring his will in the earth, and we're actually bringing forth what is happening in the heavens. Okay, so this is a month for us to do the will of God and to bring the heavens into the earth. The last letter in the Hebrew month Sivan is the Hebrew letter Nun. And Nun, of course, represents the seed. It looks like a seed. And so this is a month for sowing. But the noon also represents faithfulness and the reward for faithfulness. So this is a month for us to be faithful. And that word faith, all faithfulness means is to continue to do what the Lord is calling you to do, to be consistent, to be continual in doing what the Lord has called you to do. And then in your faithfulness, you will receive a reward for faithful. The thing I love about Nun is the numeric value for Nun, because every Hebrew letter is attached to a number. So we know God speaks through numbers, and we know that God speaks through the alphabet or the Hebrew alphabet. But the numeric value of Nun is 50. And Shavuot is 50 days after the crucifixion of Jesus. So we have now passed through this festival, okay, 50 days after Jesus was crucified on the cross. And for 40 of those 50 days, Jesus, after he was resurrected, Jesus walked in the earth and spoke to the apostles. All right. And so the number 50 represents freedom and fullness. And so let this be a month. Let this be a month where we're pursuing freedom and fullness. We are free in Jesus. We are free in Christ. Our fullness is actually the our fullness is the it is actually the culmination of our faithfulness. So I pray that this short perspective on the month of Sivan is a blessing to you. Please leave a comment, share the video, and subscribe to our channel. We'll see you soon. Shalom.